We're having showers right now, but the light little showers. The clouds are coming in and they're going out. And I looked over in the distance, and it looks like, you know, most of them should be gone soon. So it'll give us time to gather and group and chit chat. Maybe by then all the little clouds will be gone. Oh gosh. Isn't it the way? Timing, right? Oh gosh. What are we going to do? All right. So how's everybody doing? Let me see. I got to stop and read today. Hi, Karen. Sarah's here. Gail, Sandra. Elaine, did you guys get the rain over there? Elaine's kind of close to me. I don't know what direction the bad weather was coming from, actually. Yeah, you're here on time, that's for sure. Hey, Donna. Tamar. I guess CJ has good weather over there. I don't know. Let's see. Karen's over on the West Coast. I mean, she's never sure where she is, but she always comes to play, so that's what counts. I mean, I saw you tearing apart those springs from that mattress. I love it. Hi, Ann. I love those springs. And you know what they're good for? Among a lot of other things. But I saw this at like a outdoorsy country kind of wedding. They took those springs and they put them the narrow end down and the wide end open, and then they put the big giant coffee filters in there, and they served French fries in them. It was so cool. And you got plenty there. Oh, Teresa, see, she tears those things apart too. So what are you going to do with yours, Amy? Just look at them for a while, or? I have a few, but I've never served French fries in them, so. Give a few minutes for people to come around. If you just joined us, I have clouds coming in and out with some sprinkling going on. And it looks, I looked on the radar, and it looks like they'll be blowing through really quickly. So I'm happy about that. Karen Porter had sent me a video, a link to a video that coincidentally was what really sparked my interest in this art form. And so I posted it. I put a link over in the Caboodle Kit group. Those of you, I put the link below here, the video in the description. If you haven't joined, please go join. You get a lot of inspiration from the ladies there, and I encourage you to go join. Even if you don't buy the kits, you still can get inspiration from what they do with the kits. You may have some of the items that we play with and you're not really sure what to do with them, and then you see someone, you go, oh, I didn't think about that, and there you go. You got some great ideas to use your supplies. But anyway, I posted the link to that video. So I would encourage you, if you haven't gone to see it, once we're done today, go view that video, and then everything she says will make so much more sense. Or anything I said, you know, she'll clarify it for you. She's obviously a professional at all that. And you know, if this like seems like not for you, her video might change your mind. She's very interesting. So, uh, oh no, okay, okay. Thank you, Amy. I couldn't handle it right now. I'm waiting for the rain to leave, so I don't need any more distractions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What? Uh-oh. What happened? What do you mean? Uh-oh. I think I'm in trouble with Popo. What did I do now? Oh boy, I did something wrong. She's got that face. I know I didn't do anything in pink. This is all blue. Oh boy. She's vacationing. Uh-oh. I think I was supposed to do something and I didn't do it. I'm in trouble. Oh no. I think I got a little discombobulated because it's raining here, Susan. I got all flustered. I even forgot what I was supposed to do. And I went out there and I was talking with Mr. Bunny, and he assured me that the clouds would go away pretty quick. So I'm counting on his little bunny ear radars to be right. And I do see the clouds kind of like moving by. Hold on, let me go check. Let me go check somewhere if they're on their way out. Woo-hoo! Oh yeah. Oh. Now they're just big white puffy ones, which at least I don't think those will rain. Yeah, the dark gray ones that were here before, those were the ones that were raining. So I think we might be okay. Who knows? Okay, so where do I begin? I gotta unfluster myself. Take a deep breath. All right. So I would say that almost all of you that ordered the kit, unless you ordered it in the past day or two, you guys have all of your stuff. Uh-oh, I see capitals. Hold on. Yeah, we're having a field trip, except, oh well. Oh, good. So it looks like people thought they were going to have bad weather, and they're not. Oh, great. Okay, so as I was saying, if you ordered, you probably already, oh, she's going to monitor the chat. Popo, you're in charge. Whatever happens over there, you're in charge. I'm sure you've got your kit already, and you've probably rummaged through everything. And hopefully you were good boys and girls and didn't open that, because as soon as you open it, the light will start activating the process of your print. All right. So a few of the things that I had suggested that you might gather up to print with was obviously some plants that you might want to dry out if you didn't have time to do that. They don't have to be dry. It's just that the flatter the item, the better the print, the less shadow the print will create. So the more dimension, the more possibility of a shadow. That's all. I was looking through some of my wood chip things, and I'm going to try a couple of these. Now, see, those are thick, so they're going to cast a little bit of a shadow. That's a given, but I thought it might be fun to try that. I rummaged through my stuff of feathers. I thought, well, it's kind of thick there too, but that's okay. I think it'll still be fun to use. This may look like a real leaf, but it's not. It's just one of those, I don't know what that is, some kind of fabric type. Also, some kind of lace might be nice to use to see how that prints. And then I got myself a stencil and see how maybe that will. I also have some pieces of other flowers. that are, you know, just the silk flowers. Could use something like that. So any number of things, whatever you have, you've got some. Oh, and I have another stencil here. I might try that. So, you know, I'm sure you've got something. You may not think you do, but you've got plenty of stuff to play with. All right, so I also want to let you know that the if this ends up being something that you find interesting and you want to pursue, I will put some links where you can get the chemicals, so that you can, you know, get your chemicals and make your own papers. Um, for the sake of this kit and cost factor and everything, I just used plain old copy paper. But if you get into this seriously, the best paper to use, I think, is watercolor paper. It prints really nice and it's substantial. And if you want to pursue it, you know, in a serious manner. If you're just going to make prints and, you know, tear them up and put them inside your journals and stuff, I would just stick with copy paper because it works just fine for those purposes. But if you're going to want to frame or make some nice cards as gifts, you might want to consider, if you pursue this, of thinking about doing this on watercolor paper. Also, depending on the chemicals that you get or who you get them from, let's put it that way, because it's all, the process is all done with the same chemicals. And don't ask me to pronounce the names of all that stuff, but forget it. I'll murder it. But they when you put them on the paper, different companies, it comes out different colors, even though it's going to print the same. The chemicals, some of them come out a dark blue, some a light blue, some even a green color, some a pea green color. But then when the chemicals are processed, the end result is the same. So in case you watch some videos, you go, well, how come this and how come that? That's one of the reasons for that. I'm looking up to see any questions. No questions. I'm going to try and be good. And she rushed. What did you find at Tuesday morning? I thought yours wasn't closing. Wait a minute. I thought all of yours were open. Oh my goodness. Okay, so how many here are going to play with me or not? Because I figure most of you, you know, are a bunch of party poopers. You're just going to sit there and watch me do everything, and you're not going to play along. Is there anybody out there that is going to play along? Yeah, I know yours isn't closing, so why were you shopping today? Just curious. Just curious. Okay, Karen's going to play. Yay! Linda's going to play. Oh, goody. A few people are going to play with you. Aw, Tammy doesn't have any son. Well, I figure also there's a few people that contacted me and, you know, they work during the day. And so I thought maybe I might, if the weather, I have to look ahead. If the weather looks like it's going to be a little bit better on Saturday or Sunday, I might do another one for those that couldn't be here and wanted to play along, and maybe you can play then too. Oh, Ami's going to broil papers. Very good. Oh, yeah, you can't play because you just ordered. That's right. Oh, man, it's raining in New Jersey. Well, anyway, we'll figure that out maybe on the weekend. We'll do it again for those that wanted to watch it first, and then now maybe they want to do it, or those that can't watch it live today and will be able to join us on the weekend or something. All right, so in your kit, you got this, and this basically takes the place of when this is done. Usually, it's done with either glass or plexiglass or something like that to put the paper and the item that you're going to print in between the two. But for the sake of just, you know, if you're just going to do this once, and you're going to play with these papers, and that's the end of it. This works just fine. And I included this because then you have, instead of another piece of glass on the bottom, you have a surface that will allow your stuff to lay flat and it won't blow away. Because, you know, if you put it outside, you know the wind's going to blow and everything that you had there is just going to fly away. This way, it's a little more secure. So that's the reason for all of that. Let's just go ahead and dive into doing a couple of prints. I see some sun out right now, so I don't want to mess with it and take it for granted. It may not be there for long. All right, so I'm going to do this kind of quickly because you want what you're going to print to already be on the paper when you expose things and take it outside. So decide what you're going to print so that when you take your papers out, you already have it ready to go and run outside. I mean, you have a few minutes, but you know, you just can't be sitting there for 5 minutes deciding what you want to do. All right, let me get some of this to the side because I don't want to get the water here too close to my wet project right now. And so I'm going to take out one of the small ones. And I'm going to put it right here. And I have not tried this lace. So let's try this and see what happens. And right now the sun is nice and bright. And I think we can get a pretty good print pretty quickly. So I am going to skedoodle outside, and you look at your clocks and see how long this is going to take. What did you say, Sarah? Oh, I did too, Sarah. I just heard it at the same time you did. Okay, so there's a patch of sun out there. So I drug my trash can over there and I sat that on top of the trash can. And so I'm going to be keeping an eye on it because the sun right now is really bright. So it could take as little as a minute, as many as 3 minutes. So I have to keep an eye on it. Hey, it's going pretty fast. Woohoo! Okay, so let me get some of this out of the way. So I'm going to bring it in a second. This over here. And this is going to be my water that I'm going to dunk it into. Okay, so who timed that for me? How long was that out there? I don't know. All right, so we'll have a little basin of water. You don't need a lot, you know, just about 1 inch or so is fine, just so you can swish that paper in there. We just have to have the swishing motion. And what we're doing is we're cleaning off the solution. Oh, look, we're cleaning off the solution to stop the process. All right, so we're stopping the process by washing that solution off. And so you want to swish it around a little bit. Just sitting in the water, you know, isn't enough. You need to do the swish. The swish is very important. All right, so now after you do that, you have two options. You can just take it out and let it dry, and it will naturally, I call it oxidize, but I don't know if that's the right term, but it will naturally start to change into the blues that you see the other ones. Or, and you can just put it outside and hang it out in the sun and let it dry, and it'll do its thing. Or you can put it in another bath, which will accelerate that procedure, and it's water, and I put a cap full, literally just a cap of the hydrogen peroxide into this other bath. And then watch what happens. If you would just let it dry on its own, within about 24 hours, this would have happened. But we accelerate that process by just putting it in the bath of the hydrogen peroxide and water. And there you have your print. Could not be easier, right? Don't lie. It's easy. Easy, easy. So, I put about an inch of water in this particular bath, about an inch of water, and then I put a cap full of the hydrogen peroxide into the water. And that was the bath that we did this with right here. So let me get this out of the way. I'm going to go hang this outside. And I'll be right back. Oh, I'm so glad I got some sun. Woohoo! All right. So now let's get another one. Let me see if there's any questions so far. Let me look. Let me look. Karen needs help. Hi, Debbie. I'm racing with the clouds here. We're having like a little cloud, then a little shower, then the sun peeps out. Oh, it's playing peekaboo with me. All right, so let's see what we want to print next. I'm thinking that I want to try this. You know me and my Asian stuff. I can't resist it. So I think I want to do this one next, to tell you the truth. Let me get another one to play with. And I'm just going to go ahead and center it. And if it doesn't completely fit in there, don't worry about it. It's just so it won't blow away. It's just for the blow away factor. All right, start the timing, you guys, so you can see how fast this is. Okay, so got sun. Woohoo! Happy, 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 happy. Oh my gosh. Okay, any questions? Elise, you did it! Yay! How long in each water? How long in each water? If you're talking about this one, the first bath, they say to do it anywhere from a minute to 5 minutes. Okay, you saw me. I probably did it less than a minute because I'm impatient. And then in here, the second one, as soon as you put it in and you see that it's done its job, which is like in 30 seconds, you can take it out. It's pretty much visual what you're seeing, so you can judge on how your particular paper and print is working. Oh, I gotta go check. Oh, I forgot. See, I'm chit-chat with you guys. I bet you my prints are printed. Oh, man. You guys should have told me. Rosemary, shut up. Go check. Look, it's done. You can barely even see anything. Okay, let's water only. Let's do our water only. Oh, look how cool. Here's our print. That was a stencil. So let's get the solution off so it will stop the process. If you don't like getting all wet all over the place, just use any little stick or something. It's not going to hurt you. And you know, hydrogen peroxide doesn't hurt you. You pour it all over wounds, it gets on your skin. Doesn't matter. Okay, so now we're going to, you saw how long that was, not very long. Let's put it in the hydrogen peroxide here and watch that magic happen. Okay. And if you don't have the bath for the hydrogen peroxide, this will happen naturally within about 24 hours. Okay. Is that pretty or what, guys? Look how pretty. Okay, don't ask me nothing until I get back. I'm going to go hang that. So it's so warm out there, this one almost dried already. So you can see the color once it's dried. All right, so we got that. Oh, we have that. All right. Okay. Make sure your piece is really, yeah, that's important. If you don't want a shadow, you want to make sure that it's flat. Yes, I put the piece between the plastic. And that's basically to help with the contact. And if you're dealing with anything that flies away, like we're going to work with this in a second, these would just fly if it was just sitting on top. Why don't we do that next? Why don't we do that next? Any other questions before I go on? Don't worry, Sandra, we're going to do it again. We're going to do it several times. Well, Sarah, even if you don't have your peroxide, the hydrogen peroxide, it'll naturally do that later on its own, or at any time you can put it in there. So you know, if you want to do it, don't let that stop you. All right, we're going to do the feathers, I guess. Let me move the water over. All right, so those of you that just joined us, find the item that you want to print with. We are going to play with these two little feathers right now. Remove one of your pieces of paper from your little black paper, plastic, and put this whichever way you want to put it. And it's in between the plastic, so it won't fly away. And then I'm just going to clip it on there to secure it a little bit better. Make sure it's on the paper. And then I'm going to run this. Oops, I'm taking a little too long. Don't take this long. I'm going to run that out. Okay, be right back. Uh-oh, no sun again. Okay, so it's overcast right now. So we'll see how much longer that takes than when we had the direct sun. I mean, there's still obviously ultraviolet rays out there, but they're not direct. So it'll take a little bit longer. I don't know how much longer, but I don't want to get too chit-chatty because I got to run out and check it. Let's see. Elaine's so happy. She has sun and she's printing. Woohoo! See, Sarah says her stencil came out cool. Yay! I gotta go check. You go check. Okay. Not developed yet, but now the cloud moved away, so now I've got sun, so it should print pretty quick. We may be thinking about what else I want. Oh, I think maybe I'm gonna try this next. What do you guys think? That. Let's see, what part do I want to do? Not sure. Maybe all this stuff. Not sure yet. Let me go check on that. Yeah, once that sun comes out, it happens fast. Okay. Well, there we go. Let's. Whoa! Oh no! I just dripped the water. Don't drip the water. Okay. Okay, so let's get that. And now we're gonna put it inside of the water. And we're going to do the technical swoosh. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Okay. All right. This is the fun part. No matter what age you are. Now, this is interesting. See the feather, which is which now? Here. See, the feather is so thin that you can see that it created a whole different type of print because it wasn't solid sun and it wasn't totally blocked from the sun. So it's kind of like a ghostly print there. It's kind of cool. Okay, I'm going to go put that out to dry. Woohoo! All right, so now I think I want to, well, I got to see what will fit, what part of this. Okay, now I made a mess here, yeah, and when I say a mess, I mean I got it wet, and you want to make sure not to get your paper wet before you're supposed to get it wet. Because if you get it wet, you're stopping the process, you're hindering the printing process. So if you know, when you do this, I have to have little confined areas so I can be all under the camera. But it's better if you've got the water in one area of your table and you have the hydrogen peroxide, next to that, and then have a completely dry space where you're working with your paper and your items that you're going to print. So because I got this wet, I don't want to put my paper over there because it will hinder the process. So I'm going to be a little bit out of camera here. I'll show you when I'm going to decide what to print though. I'm going to fit a section of this. I'm not sure what section. And I'm going to do probably down right here. I think I'll probably do that on my paper. And I'll show it to you before I head out, so you get a better idea of what I'm talking about. This right there. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. I got the paper, and I'm going to put that right there. So we're going to get that print, and I'm going to go take that out right now. Okay, so you got perfectly bright sun right now, no clouds, so that should take effect pretty quickly. Any questions? You can swish with anything. Oh, good, Sarah. I put in this one here, there's about 1 inch of water, and all I do is put a cap full of the hydrogen peroxide. Let me go check. The sun is intense right now. Alrighty, look at there. Yay! Yay, 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 yay. Let's see. This is before the swoosh. Now, I did not have time to go down and get anything printed on an acetate, you know, down at the printers because I just didn't have the time to do it. But you could get like family photos or just photographs that you take yourself. And then if you know how to go in and just change them into black and white, and you could do it the regular negative or reverse negative, depending on how you wanted it to print, and then go down and have it printed out on a transparency, and then come back and do that, and you will have a beautiful antique looking photograph on this cyanotype, and it's really gorgeous. And then there's, oh, that thing completely disappeared. Look, it's like gone. And then if this is something you end up pursuing, look how weird. There is no white on there. Now, see, that's strange. Oh, I see. I see what happened. The light went through the white. And look what it did. How cool is that? See? Something new all the time. So there's not going to be any white at all, just shades of blue because the light went through. I know, it sounds like poetry, but anyway. How cool. Anyway, so you know, I just wanted to give you guys a feel for, you know, sometimes we just, for whatever reason, we don't try something. And then once we, you know, get our hands into it, then there's so many different possibilities that you can do with this form of art. So if it is something that you like, there's a lot of, you know, information. You can do a lot of reading on it. There are whole books on how to do different techniques of the cyanotype. On Facebook, there are groups that are just dedicated to work that's done with cyanotype. It's just really cool. It's really cool to investigate. Let it dry. So I just put my feather down here. All right, so now I'm just thinking about something. Now that I saw that went through, let me see. I'm thinking if I'm trying to find a cool pattern. I'm trying to find a interesting pattern of, you know, the acrylic stamps. You know, you can see right through them, right? And I'm thinking, see, I have this set right here, which I think is interesting. Now, I haven't done this before, so it may not work. But I'm thinking, let me see, do I have a piece right there? I gotta get another one. I'm thinking this might work. Hold on. Let me go get some more paper to pin on. Got this stuff so sealed up, I can't even get into it. Okay, I don't want to get over there where it's all wet, but this is what I'm going to do. Put that on there. I'm not even going to bother sandwiching it because this is already pretty heavy. So I don't think it's even has to be clipped or anything because this whole thing's pretty heavy. So we'll keep that out. Now I already know that because, you know, it's kind of thick, it's going to create like a shadow, which is okay. But I'm just interested to see what happens. And it might even go through the plastic part a little bit also. But that's the fun about experimenting. You don't know what's going to happen. You know, the sun's pretty intense out there right now, so it's probably going to happen fast. Wow, that's not even taking like a minute, literally. That's how bright the sun got out there. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, how exciting. All right, let's see. I don't know. Oh my gosh, look. Of course, it does have the shadows and all that stuff because, like I said, it's not flat. It's, you know, it's got some depth to it. But that's okay. They'll just add to the freakiness. Okay, this is the water. I'm already forgetting where my stuff is. I'm getting all excited. Lisa asks, are there other colors besides blue? The answer is the the answer is I have seen in the past them put tints into it, not tints, but other kind of chemicals, and it creates different colors. That was like about a year ago. When I decided to put this kit together, I thought, oh, I'm going to go get some of those other chemicals so that I can make a variety of colors. Well, I searched, and the company that used to sell them, they don't sell it anymore. So the answer is yes, but I don't know where to get it. I don't know what chemicals, because when I saw it, it was like in a kit. I don't know what kind of raw chemicals to put together to create those colors. I'm not that, you know, scientifically minded. I'm sure there's a way you can do it. I'm sure there's a way that real cyanotype artists do it. Woohoo! Look at that. I just don't happen to have the knowledge or the wherewithal to provide that info for you. But I bet you if you joined one of those cyanotype groups and asked a question, you'd get 100 different answers, you know. Look at that. Look at that. How freaky is that? Yes, very freaky. But I like it. Okay, I'm going to go put that out to dry. Uh-oh, cloudy again. Oh, and it's getting hot. So now it's all wet and yucky outside. So it's hot and humid. Yucky. Okay. All right. Suze is waiting on her lace. Excellent. Oops. How many pages? There should be 4 small ones and 1 larger one. Did I shortchange you? Anyway, okay, so let me think of something else to do. Okay, as far as the tints and all that stuff, there's also a bath you can do. I mean, it's still going to print in blue, but after you have done this stage, you can get tea or coffee or, you know, whatever it is that you already naturally use to do your papers, and you can dunk it in there and it will age it. I think I have one. Let me see that I did something like that. Let me go find it. But there is a actual printing process that you don't get blue at all. You would get that sepia tone. Well, like I said, I looked for it to purchase the chemical, and I couldn't, the kit, I should say, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Maybe I need to contact somebody that knows how to do stuff like that and just tell me what chemicals I need to buy, and I'll just mix it up myself. Now there's a process. This one didn't come out right, so I hesitate to show you because it's not a good example. But there's another process that's called wet cyanotype. And you literally, like I said, I didn't want to wet the paper because I'll mess it up. This is why you don't want to wet the paper, unless you're doing it intentionally. And you can get some really cool effects when you wet it. And there's a lot of different, I'm not going to get into all those techniques, so I don't want to confuse anybody right now as far as doing other than just, you know, developing what we're doing right now. But there's a lot of different things you can do, and it's really a lot of fun. Let's see. Okay, that might be what it is. 3 and yeah, total of 4. I don't remember, to tell you the truth. Mine, let me see, where is it? It didn't have the, I know what you're saying. Mine didn't have the print. It was just, it's not black. It's just, I think this is just like gluey stuff. Oh yeah, it's coming off. See what I mean? If yours, see, this one doesn't have the print either. Oh, it does. Holy moly, but his little hat isn't there. See, I had lifted that earlier, but his face is. Ah. Oh, you guys are just too smart for the room. Yes, I'm gonna do that right now. Let me find another one so I can do a different so I don't have them all the same. Let me see if this is any different. Oh, it does. Hello, I've got this one. So let me get those off of there. I like being with the smart people. Okay. So now I gotta go get another piece. Now because the stamps are off, it's not that heavy, so I'll end up, you know, let me go get another piece of paper and I'll put it out there and then I'll be right back. I'm in the dark. I have all my lights off. I'm scared. Uh-oh. I got clouds. We got clouds again. So it might take a little minute or so. And so here these are dry. How cool is that? I love it. All right, I gotta go keep an eye out. There's some going in and out, in and out. Now I got clouds. It'll take a couple more seconds. Let me see if I have any questions. Could you just use that? Yeah, remember that? Yeah, you could draw exactly. I gotta check. For all you smart kids in the room. What? Oh, well, that kind of a little fuzzy. I don't know why. He came out a little fuzzy. I wonder why. Because those are pretty crisp. Oh, well. I did something wrong. But that's okay. You know, on an acetate, you could get a permanent marker maybe and write on it, you know, just scribble on it or write something serious and uh and then print that, and you'd have a pretty cool print of some kind of sage advice, something stupid. Look at that, pretty cool. So see, the top ones did come out a little crisper, but I must have not had the acetate completely laying flat on there. It must have lifted up a little bit. So that helps you see the importance of making sure you have something that is keeping your printed item perfectly flat. See, it didn't even pick up those words because it was lifted up a little bit. You can see like right here is the line where it was lifting. Woohoo! We can put that out. Okay. Let that dry. Let's see if you guys have any questions. Who's messing with me? Oh, okay. Kim wants to know what we're doing, I think. Kim, we are printing with paper that has been coated with some chemicals, and it's called cyanotype. And it is a technique that's been around since the 1800s. It was originally how photographs were printed, and then shortly after that, maybe like about 20, 30 years later, they developed closer to what we know today as, you know, photography and developing. But because it was cheap, it continued in the industrial printing, as we can, you know, if we are familiar with blueprints, it's exact same process. And it was cheap, and they did blueprints basically not dunking it in water. They would do it with ultraviolet lights to print it. But the same process was used up until like maybe the 1960s, 1970s in making blueprints. And then shortly after that, you know, the 80s or so, then computers, and then it was just printed a whole different way. But it was if you ever went into a printing place, you know, I was in the construction field, so you know, I remember I think up until the 80s they were still printing blueprints, and you would go in there and they had these big giant printers. Not exaggerating, some of them were probably, I mean like 4 by 5 feet flatbed, and you would go in with your print that you had. And I didn't realize at the time, now I know what I was drawing on, but it was a thin vellum. And you would draw your prints, you know, what am I trying to say? You know, the construction drawings or engineering prints or whatever it is, house plans, you would draw them on that vellum with a pencil. And then you would roll it up in a tube, and you'd go down to the blueprint printer, and he would lay it on this big giant flat bed, And then this thing would go hover over it, sort of like a scanner, but it was an ultraviolet light. And that was doing to your print exactly what outside is doing to our prints right now. And it would go over and do its thing. And then they would, you know, get the prints and they'd staple them all together, roll them up and hand them to you. And they were warm. I remember them being warm on your hand from that light and everything. And then, of course, computers, and then all that fun stuff is history. I don't even know if there's anywhere where you can get a blueprint printed anymore, to tell you the truth. There might be. I just don't know about it. Elaine wants some now. She wants them now. Well, see, that all I'm doing is, you know, literally whetting your appetite for a different art form. And I remember we're making a journal. Remember, the kit is a journal with the undertone of cyanotype. Now I'm thinking it's like cyanotype with the undertone of a journal. You've created monsters in yourselves. But it's really fun, especially now, you know, that we're in the summer months, and hopefully, you know, we'll have more sun. It's just really, really a lot of fun to play with. And like I said, if you really get into it, there is a lot of avenues where you can go to get a lot more information. And then once you get the basics, then you just can go crazy and do your own thing. Like the wet cyanotype, I was going to do one today so I could show it to you, but the weather was so bad. It needs to be out in the sun for it to do its thing, and I didn't have any sun, so I didn't do one. So depending on what the forecast is tomorrow, maybe I'll do some of those, and then after they're all done and dried and all that kind of stuff, I'll show you what they look like. I'll tell you the process and everything, but I got to make sure I have the weather for it, because it wouldn't work today at all. So I hope you guys, you know, are encouraged to, you know, try something new. If this is new for you, if you've done it before and you haven't done it in a long time, well, maybe you'll think, hey, I need to get back to that. Oh, I'm thirsty. And it's getting hot and humid outside. Really hot and humid. Uh-oh. Where's Karen's? I sure did post it in the... How are you guys posted in the group already? I better go check. Do we have photographs? Please do. If you guys... Oh, wow, Karen, look at that. That's beautiful. She's got... Is that an iris? It looks like an iris. I don't know. It's very cool. Come on, who else? Don't be shy. I guess everybody else is shy. Oh, God. Oh, I just saw a message from Popo. She says she's waiting. Oh my gosh, I'm in trouble now. That was an hour ago. Uh-oh. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you there is paper that is already done for you. It's not going to be the watercolor paper. It's going to be paper like what I did. It's just copy paper. But it's still good, obviously. I mean, for the stuff that we're doing, it's perfect. So And then you can also get the chemicals and do them yourself like I did. Tammy question, do you know if negative or photo will if you get a negative, yes, I think if I understand your question, if you get a negative of a regular photo, whoops, I just dropped something, on a regular photo, of a regular photo, and have it printed on acetate, because you're going to want to enlarge it. If you just have a little small negative, I'll show you. I played around with a little small negative, but let me take it. I got to go somewhere. A real negative, you know, that we get from photographs probably will not work because it is so small that we're going to do with that it isn't defined enough. Here, let me show you. See, I did this with a regular negative, but because it's so small and it was older and it wasn't crisp, there is no definition there. But if you know how to do stuff, you know, on your computer and enlarge a picture and turn it into, you know, a black and white negative, you can do some really interesting stuff. And yes, you can use that. And it looks really cool. I was going to go get one printed this week to do that, but life got in the way. I didn't have time to go do that. But it would work in the same principle that this did. If you had it printed on a laser printer, then it would be something like this, and then you could print it out. And where's what I did with that? Where is that? Or is that outside still? I guess that's still outside. And he goes, oh no. Let me just see if it's dry. I forget what I did with that. So this is the one. Oops, hold on, just dropped it. So this is the one that I did with the stamps still stuck to the acetate. So it created those shadows because of the thickness of those. But it still looks cool, right? Okay. Then the smart people said, hey, just use the acetate part. Hello. And so you can see how crisp this came out. Of course, it's, you know, very sketchy and everything. But if you had that photograph that was a lot crisper, you can see how cool it would come out. And then what they do, just to age it, they would dip this into like some coffee solution or tea solution, and now all this would turn into like a sepia color, and that would look really cool. So lots of fun stuff. So this is what we've done today. We did these. This was a what? A stencil. Blank. This was a stencil. This, of course, was just some feathers. This was a different stencil. And this was some lace that we did. And then, of course, you know, the ones that most people associate with this is, you know, doing flowers. I've done this in the past. Putting in your dried flowers or your live one. Doesn't have to be. It's just that if they've been dried, they're flatter and the contact's a little bit better. But they don't have to be at all. See, these weren't dried, and so you can see how they lifted it up a little bit. So that's just some examples. So I hope that was fun for you guys. Any other questions? Yeah, Debbie, do they still, I know Jacquard used to carry the different colored ones besides just the regular, the traditional color. And they had like 4 or 5 other colors, and I don't even see that they carry them anymore. I was going to buy some when I bought this because I wanted to make some of those pages too, and I could not find it at all. I don't know if you know. I looked up Jacquard, and then I also looked up, I forget who it is that carries them to the, forget the name, the one that carries all the stuff for dyeing fabrics and stuff like that. It slipped my mind right now. But I couldn't find him. Yeah, I couldn't find those kits, Debbie. I've seen those too. The orange and the violet. I couldn't find it. Yeah. Maybe I just didn't look right. Because I was really upset. I go, wait a minute, they stopped making it. I can't find it. And I was searching all over the place, and I was really disappointed. I'll have to look again. If you find it, Debbie, if you could please let me know over on Facebook. Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. See, the Jacquard used to have all those colors, and I just would punch it in. I mean, this was like maybe even 9 months ago when I bought some chemicals for some other stuff. They were there, and I was going to buy them, and I go, no, let me just get this. I'll get them later. And then, oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll look there for sure. Yeah, it's a good idea. I've gotten so lazy. It's like my one and only research tool is Amazon anymore. I've gotten search dumb. Oh. Oh, she's using a stencil. Very cool. Sorry, ladies. I'm reading. I'm trying to be good. I'm reading. And I can't read and talk at the same time. I'm not that clever. Very cool. All right, ladies. If you don't have any other questions, oops, and it looks like the sun is leaving us right now. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. So now I just need to know, oh, she spelled it wrong. Oh, yeah. That's where I used to look. Exactly. That's where I used to look. over there on drama. Is that what you call it? Dharma trading. And it wasn't there when I looked. Elaine found the ones with the colors. Wait a minute. Maybe they barred me because I couldn't find it. I'm usually pretty good at finding stuff too. Man. Oh, Susan just sent me a link. Oh, okay, Lee. Now these are itty bitty bottles. But you know, you can get, let me see. Does it tell you how many prints you can get? Yes, that's it. It's got the different colors. Well, it's got 3 colors, right? Because that color fast is just the concentrated detergent. Okay. That concentrated detergent, I think that's water with peroxide in it. But that's okay. You're still getting the colors, the other print. I mean, the other colors to make your. I think I better put that in my cart. Add to cart. Yay! No, I don't need a protection plan. It wants to know if I want a 4-year protection plan. No thanks. That's funny. That's real funny. And you know, maybe in your libraries also, you know, you might have books that you could check out on Cyanotype. There's a lot of cool books. And go to like the used book stores online, and they have some good prices on the books too. Thank you, Susan. Go put, if you didn't already, put the link in the group. Because I'm sure most of these ladies that have already tried this, now they're going to want the colors. You know how that goes. Okay. So I have that in my cart, people. Although, I wonder what would happen. I'm thinking out loud now. I wonder what would happen if, okay, now see, I'm putting the blue on white paper, and this happens. I wonder what would happen if I put the blue on a different color paper. Like a real color, a bright color, like a neon color. I bet you then all these flowers would be that neon color with a little bit of hue of blue over it. Huh? What do you guys think? Something to think about. I might try that. Oh, Lisa, don't get the fabric. That is such a mess. Oh, somebody else has posted their prints. I gotta go check. I gotta go check. Hey, where are they? Oh, how cute, Linda. That is so pretty. Oh, oh, those are so pretty. Oh, oh my gosh, look at that stencil. Holy moly. These are cool. Oh, I'm so excited for you guys. Okay, I got a few people here that want, let me let you in so you can go see the pictures and you can add to them. Okay, there you go. If you just asked to join, you're in the Caboodle group. And 1 second, please. Okay. Excellent. And Susan put in the link. So we're ready to get into trouble, guys. We are ready to get into trouble, but fast. Let me put a oops, where'd it go? Let me put the link up there. If it lets me. It's the group where we post all of our stuff. Oh, how come it's not letting me do that? Where we post all of our stuff that we make from the kits. And why is it doing that? Copy. Paste. Okay. Okay, I think it let it go up there. I know, I saw that stencil. It is so cute. I like how that came out. Linda had a Frida stencil, and so she did that. It came out cool. So here I am. How exciting, showing you pans when I could be showing you prints. Oh, that's kind of dumb, huh? It's because it was kind of wet there, but that's all right. These are already dry. The process has already stopped, so it doesn't matter. Yay! Okay, now one more thing I can show you guys very quickly. I forgot I was going to show you this. Just that you can play on top of these is if you get, because I remember I told you guys about the bleach. See, nobody asked me, what about the bleach? You told us to have a little bit of bleach. You guys are slipping. You got so excited. You forgot about the bleach, didn't you? Whoa. All right. So I put here, I made sort of like a little stamp pad. I just put a paper towel. I drenched the paper towel in water, put water in there, and then put a little bit of bleach on top of there. And then, uh-oh. Let me just get something small here for now. See if it works. See if it works. I'll do it on one that I'm not going to worry about. And then create like a little stamp pad and let it get wet because this is wood, so it's got to kind of absorb and get it kind of damp before I move on. And let's see if it works. I might need more bleach. I might have diluted the bleach too much in the water. Well, it's working. It's just taking a little while. But if it isn't as diluted as I diluted it, it would already be like this color. So just a little added effect that you can do with whatever you have, whatever you can coat. You could even just get a leaf, you know, and use the leaf as a stamp. It doesn't have to be a real stamp. And if you had some like in a spray bottle, a mister, if you mist it, it would just look like, I don't know, maybe like snow or something. But anyway, there's just a lot of different things that you can play around with and see what you like. And then remember I mentioned the you know, the white jelly roll pens, because obviously, you know, doing anything on here, you know, with the pens is really cool, whether you're writing or highlighting something or whatever it is you're going to do. These pens are just really perfect for that situation. I would highly recommend, if you don't already have one of these in your arsenal, no matter what you're doing, these are great, but specifically for this, it's really a lot of fun. And you could anyway, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. I know you know. Okay, enough of that. No more room. Oh, I wonder what it would do on the part that's already light. Will it make it lighter? I don't know. I think it was already light. Whoa, that's dripping over there. That's going to be a nice little blob. Don't want it dripping all over the place. So don't be afraid to experiment. You can have a lot of fun. Oh yeah, metallics would look really cool. Alrighty. I think that's all I can think of right now. I was wondering if anybody was going to ask me about the bleach. Well, it's doing a little bit. Hardly nothing though, because it was already so bleached out. Oh no, it's coming up little by little. That's cool. A leaf on a leaf. You're welcome, Karen. Yeah, I know, Linda. I was looking for those too, and I don't know why. I think my searching abilities have really gone down the tubes. Because I was looking for those too. Oh, see, Deb says that they're there on Amazon. See, I guess I'm gonna have to relook for all this stuff. And then what happens with me? I know myself. I go look for something, and then something else catches my eye, and then I stop looking for what I was originally looking for, and then I go down some other kind of, rabbit hole. Yeah, most of these things anymore you have to get online. It's really hard to find stuff in stores because they don't, you know, keep stock like they used to. They have a whole different way of doing inventory. How much bleach on the paper? I don't know, maybe like a cat full. I put enough water to soak up all of this, to have this all wet with a little bit swishing around. And then probably about a cat full. But I did this like this just because I didn't want to, have bleach all over the place, a mess, because I have everything so close together. But what I've done in the past is I've just gotten straight bleach. I have a bleach bottle here in the studio that's just for my art. So I'll stick a clean brush right into the bleach bottle, and then I'll just paint it on the stamp, and I just do it straight. And when you do it straight, this thing comes out white, 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 white. See, they're still developing, and that one's starting to show a little bit more too. So don't be shy about using it straight. If the smell doesn't get to you. And if you can find the pens, that's even better. Well, this is cheaper, but I know. Oh. At least we all understand each other about going down the rabbit hole, because we all do it. We end up stuff in our cart that we had absolutely no intention of buying, that we didn't even know existed, and now it's in our cart and we have to have it. So that's a whole other story. All right. I think I think I think that we have covered most of this. And in the coming days, if you guys have questions, feel free, to contact me any way you want to. Most of you, well, if you're watching this, you can contact me on YouTube. If you're in the Facebook, you can, ask me there. A lot of you communicate with me through Etsy, and some have my email. So there's always a way. I respond to everybody. As long as you're nice. Thank you, Nancy. I think the bleach is starting to get to my nose. My favorite color. Oh, see, that's hard. I'll say, oh, I think this is, and then something else is, and then something else is. But you know what? I think anything in the peacock range of green, blues, those are it. But then, as soon as I say that, I can visualize certain colors of oranges that I love. So it's kind of a battle between those two. The combo is gorgeous, but yeah, it's kind of hard for me to separate those two colors. I think they go together. All right, ladies, I will talk to you guys soon. I'm not sure when we'll get back together to actually start working on the journal. Usually we do it on the second Wednesday. I don't know if you guys are already pumped up and you want to work on a little bit tonight. That's up to you guys. If you guys are active in the group, let me know. I'm flexible. I'll be here tonight. If not, we can do it like we regularly schedule it on the second Wednesday of the month. It's really up to you guys. I'm playing in the studio either way, whether you're here or not. Oh, now for the coffee. Yeah, you got to dunk it in there. All right, guys, just let me know somewhere. And I've got to, I have to go on a run. We need filters for our air conditioners. The dogs and us have been in the house way too much. And we need to change those filters so we can breathe. All right. Thanks a lot, ladies. And I hope you had as much fun as I did. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.